Oh, hi! Do you ever heard about SDGs? If you never heard about it, then I will explain about it a little bit to you. So, the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, otherwise known as the Global Goals, are a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all the people enjoy peace and prosperity. There are 17 points of SDGs such as no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, and so on. The SDGs effect starts in January 2016 and will continue until 2030. This program runs on some 170 countries and territories under United Nations. So, among those 17 points of SDGs, as a medical student, I will be more focused and talk about the third point, that is good health and well-being. And throughout this point, I also want to share about the benefits of Indonesian Bay Leaf, Syzygium Polyanthum extract to decrease the levels of plasma cholesterol and prevent the increasing of coronary heart disease incidence in East Nusa Tenggara. So, according to the data of WHO, or World Health Organization, in 2017, it is said that approximately 17.7 million died from cardiovascular disease in 2015, and it's representing 31% of all the global deaths in the world. And from these deaths, the highest prevalence is caused by coronary heart disease by 7.4 million, and 6.7 million is caused by stroke. Based on the results of basic health research on 2013, it is also showed that the highest prevalence for cardiovascular disease in Indonesia is caused by coronary heart disease by 1.5%. And East Nusa Tenggara province has the highest incidence by diagnosed per symptoms with 4.4%. There are actually some major factors that can cause a coronary heart disease, such as age, genetics, sex, alcoholic diabetes mellitus, smoking, hypertension, hypercholesterolemia, obesity, and less physical activity. But based on some research, it is said that hypercholesterolemia has become the most influential factor that can cause a coronary heart disease. So, hypercholesterolemia can lead to something we call as atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis can cause a damage on the blood vessels, make it hardening, thickening, and narrowing, and eventually it can block the blood flow inside of the arterial blood vessels, and it can cause a tissue and death, necrosis or death. Can you imagine if it's happened inside of our heart, inside of arterial coronary vessels in our heart? Then of course it can cause a heart attack and even a death. So actually there are some ways to prevent a coronary heart disease to happen and to reduce the levels of plasma cholesterol, like by changing bad lifestyle, modifying dietary habit, increasing physical activity, and weight control. And besides that, WHO also recommend the use of traditional medicine, include herbal plants to prevent and treat coronary heart disease. And based on some research, it's been proved that Indonesian Bay Leaf, Syzygium Polyanthum, is beneficial to reduce the levels of plasma cholesterol. The bay leaf contains some compounds such as tannin gallate, gallocatechin, flavonoids, saponins, and essential oil. Flavonoids that contains in bay leaf are a natural polyphenol antioxidant compounds that found in plants, fruits, and beverage that can lower the levels of plasma cholesterol and blood triglyceride, and it can also protect the arteries from a damage, and also it can reduce the amount of cholesterol accumulation on the surface of blood vascular endothelium. Tannin that contains inside of the bay leaf also have an effect to inhibit the absorption of cholesterol by reacting with the mucosal proteins and the intestinal epithelium cells. And another hypothesis said that saponins can form an insoluble complex bundles to cholesterol from food, bind to bile acids to form micelles, and it also increases cholesterol binding to the fibers, so it cannot be absorbed in the intestine. Because of all the compounds that it contains in the bay leaf, it is proven that bay leaf is beneficial to reduce the levels of plasma cholesterol, and because it has grown a lot in so many areas in East Nusa Tenggara, so it can be used to prevent the increasing of coronary heart disease in East Nusa Tenggara. I think that is all that I can share to all of you guys. I am Giovanni Rizaldo Hadi. I'm from Medical Faculty of Nusa Tenggara University, and thank you for watching.